beef to settle. D's not handle, he's not brittle. J's a winner, not a beginner.
Welcome back to Sports Talk with Devin Wade, Kevin Allen, our guest in studio. And going to take some phone calls. 713-313-4354. I want to talk a little bit about the NBA draft at some point. And then I want to get into Derrick Rose going to the Knicks, Serge Ibaka. What does this mean for a guy like Kevin Durant? Which, again, on the surface, I thought that move might hurt his returning to Oklahoma City. But I don't guess it will, according to some reports. So let's go ahead and go to the phone lines and call you live on Sports Talk. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. It's Idris. My quick comment was on those finals and the LeBron situation. First off, we call him the king, and if he's the leader, the first thing a leader does is surround himself with a good supporting cast. So those guys, everybody did what they were supposed to do. Unfortunately, Golden State didn't do what they were supposed to do. But LeBron with the MVP, it goes that way. If we look back at anything, even our beloved president, he has a good cabinet. So to get things done. And when it came down to getting it done, him and his cabinet got together, LeBron and his cabinet and got together, and they took care of business.
They did. And yeah, I agree. I mean, hey, the scoreboard. You can't argue with the scoreboard, you know. And again, and thanks so much for calling. And again, this you can say a lot about one thing in retrospect, and I think you felt like this, I felt like this, and obviously Golden State felt like this, that, at any point you can flip a switch and it's over. I thought that they wasted opportunities in Game 6, and they came out super flat. I thought throughout the series that they were not clicked in. I thought they played better at home because they were more clicked in, but I just thought that they kept waiting to hit a switch, and again, if you wait too late, hey man, this thing is over. Again, you talk about what Steve Kerr said and some of the other guys, they were in shock. Nobody thought, not a lot of people thought that they would lose this series. And some people say, oh no, I had it all along, and a few did, but most people did not have Cleveland winning this series. Call you live on Sports Talk. Good morning.
Time out. You got me batting second? Well, I'm a leadoff batter. You know that, babe. Look, good morning, Kevin. And look, Devin and AJ Jr. and Doc and all the other of you LeBron haters. I don't want to hear an excuse and he should have, could have, if this would have happened, like Kevin tried to do. I told you all. I told you. And from now on, you guys refer to him as King James, baby, okay? Don't ever forget that. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's a team game. It's not an individual play. It's not one-on-one between my MJ and the great King James. But I'll tell you something that King James does better, okay? He makes his teammates better than Michael did. Michael had more talent than King James had. You compare his cast with MJ's cast. He carried them all the way, babe. And Michael Jordan already had talent. How about that? Hey, take that. Have a good one.
All right.
Hey, David, Texas Mike, I'll never call him King James. And then the supporting cast, when you look at Michael with his supporting cast, he never had a guy like Kyrie Irving to play like he had now. Scottie Pippen had to develop into that type of player along with Horace Grant. Now they got Dennis later. Now when you go with Michael, when Michael first came in there, and even when he played with somebody, he played with Bill Wennington, Luke Longley,
Bill
Cartwright, those kind of guys. Steve Kerr, Craig Hodges.
Yeah.
So Texas Mike take that away. So his supporting cast.
Brad Sellers.
It was never like what Michael Jordan had. I mean, like LeBron James has. LeBron goes out and recruit. Let's not get this twisted. Michael never did that. Michael played with the deck at hand. So if you want to put the king on Michael. So we're not going to go there with that one.
Well, and this is the issue. For me, yeah, and again, this you can only play who is in front of you.
That's right.
But we know that the Eastern Conference, if you look at just remove Cleveland, no one in the East it was a threat to even win one game in the NBA Finals. Not Toronto, not Boston, not Miami. And nobody.
Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, the Eastern Conference is horrible. It's a horrible, horrible conference right now. So, seemingly who is his biggest competition? And this is the issue when you talk about what he's been able to do versus MJ. MJ had to go through Isaiah. He had to go through Bird. He had to go through some great teams in the Eastern Conference. That's what he had to deal with. And then when he got there, you had all-time greats on the other side waiting for him. So, again, back to the phone lines. Call you live on Sports Talk. Good morning.
Good morning. When I hear you guys talk about who would you want taking the last shot? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron? Well, you know, as an old-timer, if you ain't going to mention Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, and Elton Baylor, I'd rather for you youngsters have that conversation among y'all.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, that's a great deal. Now, we were just saying it with that, and now I can go back there. Now, if I go to pick an NBA player that played to take a last shot, I would want Kareem to take the shot. Now, I can go back there because I've seen Oscar play, Kareem play, and Wilt. But if I wanted somebody to take the last shot to go win me a game and pick an NBA great, give me Kareem.
And again, basketball wasn't just invented, over the last 30 years.
And you know what? And we talk about this, and you can comment on this. The reason why is I think the NBA has done the worst job of preserving the history of any major league. So we don't get a chance to really see Oscar Robertson as much as you can go back and look at film on Jim Brown or Joe Namath. You can go back and see vivid video of those guys. I don't see very many videos of Wilt in his prime, and I don't see Oscar at all. Jerry West, these are guys I never had a chance to see because the league has not done a good job of preserving their history.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that. Now, let me say this, though, as far as LeBron James is concerned. He is a throwback ball player. He's not one of these finesse, cute, pretty guys. He takes you to the rack like a grown man, reminiscent of Gus Johnson and Luke Jackson and all those power forward guys when they were, before the name was power forward. Okay, he just overpowered people. He did something. Whenever you lead your teams in points scored, free throws made, free throws taken, rebounds, steals, block shots, assists, every single statistical category. Do you realize how difficult that is to do?
I mean, it's really difficult. And again, okay. That's why you give him a ton. Yeah, he did it throughout.
He did it throughout each series. Are you aware of that?
Yes, and he, like I said, the opposition. He had more. He led both teams in all of those categories. So that's an amazing feat.
Now let me say this: there was a mistake made when they said he was the only player that's done that with two different franchises. That has been done in NBA history before. A player did do that once before. You're aware of that, huh?
Yeah. Who was the player?
His name was Wilton Chamberlain. He led Philadelphia in '68 to a championship, and he led the Lakers. I think it was '73. He led them to a championship. That's the only time. Hey, Wilton averaged, I think, 25 rebounds a game that year. Mm-hmm. When he quit, he was the leading rebounder in the league. They tried to get him to come back and play for 5 consecutive years. Wouldn't let him go to the ABA. He was the only player in the NBA they wouldn't release to play in the ABA. So, when we talk about greatness, LeBron James, if he never picks up another basketball, he has cemented his legacy in the Hall of Fame by what he did this year alone.
Yes.
He accomplished exactly what he said he was going to accomplish. And the only reason I went to Cleveland during the series is because of the resolve of LeBron James. A lot of people criticize the way he plays basketball, but my goodness, I agree with LeBron. If I'm double teamed and I got a man wide open and I give him the ball and he misses a shot, y'all going to blame me? That's dumb, stupid basketball, which he refuses to play. So I respect and admire the man for getting his teammates involved and not being a so-called people who say you need to Mo Greedy. be more greedy on the basketball floor, has never really played basketball. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, thanks so much for calling. This is where a lot of things he said were great, and I love
On point. He was great. That was on point.
But
Right.
this resolve of LeBron sort of thing, that's the sort of things that started. This came down to guys making poor decisions down the stretch. It really did. It came down to Steph Curry not going to the basket. What he said, he was aggressive in the wrong way. This comes down to a lot of different things falling the right way. If you want to talk about his resolve got Draymond Green kicked out of Game 5. So yeah, in that sense that sort of thing happened. But a lot of things, it was almost like New Orleans when they won in 2005? What was the year that they won the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
that was not 2000. It was 2008, I think. Whatever year they won the Super Bowl. But anyway, that was just a team destined to win, and for Cleveland this year, and you have to be.
You can't take anything away from what those guys did. They played well, but in that series, a lot of things fell their way, and the old saying is better to be lucky than good. And
so
it fell that way.
And I tell you what, man, it really was I didn't watch as much of the post game, the parades, and I didn't watch a lot of that stuff. But the clips and things that I did see, it really was a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
But see, my thing is with that, LeBron is.